Saying, like, and that was the third time I promised myself I would never use a public restroom again. Oh, I'm getting echoes. What's going on here? Oh, that means I'm live. Hey, all right. Let me see why it's echoing. Excellent. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to some more StarCraft action here for CPL. We've got a few things to knock out, okay? The very first thing, as is tradition, we need to do the CPL anthem, all right? So if everyone would please stand up, right? Hand over your heart and get ready for the CPL anthem. We'll go ahead and kick this off right.
Winners rise and losers fall, reflexes sharp, minds and thrall. Gamers play, this never ends. CPL, where legends play! CPL, we fight tonight! Let us sing the storyline! From the shadows to the dream, we are the coach you believe!
All right, now that that's over with, right, we can actually get to business. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be casting CPL Preseason Week 3 Group 38, which is set to be a banger. And it was upon very special request, and I miss him a ton, but from our late, great Mutiler. And we're going to get to see him in here. You know, F's in the chat for Mutiler. I really, I miss him, and I'm looking forward to casting some of his games. Also, one thing I wanted to also do this time around, first of all, can you guys hear me? I know sometimes I have mic issues, but what I want to do is I want to incorporate bingo into this, right? So I'm going to put a link in the chat, and what we can do is you can fill out your custom bingo card, right? It's going to be at bingobaker.com, and then throughout the entire stream, if there's aspects that you put on your bingo card, and you can put whatever you want, right? Like I don't know, Protoss wins, Zerg loses, there's a 2-gate, Man Shark's pants fall off, right? You can put whatever you want into that bingo card, and throughout the stream, if you get a bingo, like let us know in the chat that you got bingo, and also take a snip of it, right, of your card, and go into the CPL Discord, tag Anderson, right? Tag Anderson, send the picture of your bingo card, and then before the next stream, he'll judge them based on which ones came in first and creativity, because, if you just put a bunch of dumb stuff, like that's not really worth winning, right? But if something really unique was predicted and you predicted it, then Anderson will give you your prize. And just make sure you tag him, Anderson, not hard to find, and send him out your bingo cards. So that'll be something fun. And then other than that, we're going to go ahead and get on into it. Let's go ahead and talk real briefly about the players that we've got today. So Group 38, we've got Flola Drib Bleer, Airy, Flola. Anyway, Flola, he's going to be a Terran. We've got Genesis, Terran, Leon, Terran, Mutiler, Zerg, and Goon, as you guessed it, Protoss. So we're going to have representation from all three races. And as you can see here, we have a good amount of games, right? We've got 8 games. I think there's 10 games possible, so they're not all going to be getting casted because they weren't all played. But we'll at least get through the 8, and we'll have a good time. So let me go ahead and get the first one loaded up. The first one's going to be Genesis versus Goon. Yeah, I know, right? Mueller, Zerg, and Goon as Toss. They might be showing their handle early with their gamer tabs. So we go to replays, we go to week 38, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to start with Genesis versus Goon. So let me go ahead and pull that one up. Excellent. We're going to start with a nice, wonderful TVP. Oh no, I didn't change the thingy. Let me change the thingy real quick. Okay, this might actually take a little bit of moving things around. All right, yeah, so we're on week 3, group 38. Very cool. All right, so here we are on Dominator, right? 3-player map. Up here in the top left, we've got Genesis. Let me go ahead and see if we can do good colors. There we go. So Genesis is going to be our blue Terran up here in the top left, and we've got Goon, our red Protoss, down here in the bottom left. I haven't seen Goon play before, but I have been beaten by Genesis on multiple occasions. And I think we even casted a Genesis. It might have been on a different tournament that we casted the Genesis. But what I really like about watching the Genesis play is he's so tough to kill. Like, he is not a person that will GG early. Like, if there's any way possible, specifically with like dropships, he'll get in his dropships and he'll find a way to extend the game and get himself back into it. Probably more than many of the other players that I've seen in this league. Yeah, GG. Early Genesis, never. Genesis never GGs. Early, at least. All right, we've got Gateway going down. We've got our barracks being built. We're going to have a gas taken here. Also, have you guys filled out your bingo sheets? Got to fill them out early. Can't be like post-predicting. Yeah, I also see the Sim City here. Very important for early Zealot pressure. And we're off to the races. Getting gas for Terran. Both players staying even on worker counts. We do have a scout going out for Genesis. It is going to the incorrect base, so he's going to be getting like a last scout on this one, as opposed to Goon, who's going to be heading straight to the Terran main. And we'll see how annoying Goon is with this this probe. I have a hard part in my heart. Hard part? I don't know. I don't like probes in my base ever. I feel like they can do just so much irritation, cause so much stress. But luckily, the Genesis does get his Marine out and is going to be able to shoot that probe away. So meanwhile, over here, we do see the factory being built. We're at 2 Marines right now, a third one being made in the barracks. And we do have the Cybernetics core up for Goon. So likely going to see, you know, Dragoon pressure. We already have Dragoon range being upgraded. And we're still on gas. Okay, so this might turn into some sort of maybe 2 factory kind of aggression here from Genesis. Opting not to expand after the first factory. And this Dragoon's going to be pushing this SCV away. Might even get it, but it looks like he's being a little slippery. Ah, down he goes! SCV's cooked. The probe gets killed out here at the natural as well, which is good because this is around the time that you would expect an expansion to come up, but Goon hasn't seen it, and that's primarily because it's not there. We have a 4th Marine heading out to the natural, a 5th Marine, a 6th on the way. We've got mines and a siege tank starting off right off the bat. Goon has not ran up with the Dragoon yet either to confirm whether or not this is here or not. Nexus is on the way for Goon. It looks like we probably have another, yeah, we have another Dragoon heading up to apply some pressure. And a 2nd gateway along with another pylon. So range is almost completed. Got some SCVs, we've got a handful of Marines, we've got the tank. And here we go, we have the move out. So the Dragoons, they're aggroing onto these SCVs. This might get... Ooh, here we go. Okay, so first Dragoon, oh, not trapped. I thought it was going to get trapped there by the SCVs and not be able to retreat. But it does look like Terran's going to probably pick off at least 1, and these other 2 Dragoons are running away. So we kind of have a fake double situation. We'll see if he's expanding behind this. It does look like he is. Yeah, so he's going to be getting that expansion up. So you post the bingo card once it's completed into the CPL general chat and just tag Anderson. Yeah, this is the first game of the group, Mutiler. You guys may all hear Mutiller's voice in chat. His memory lives on very, very strong. Okay, so here we go. We're into the natural for Terran. We've still got 3 SCVs. We haven't lost any Marines, I don't think. And the tank sitting here. Now remember, we had mines being researched first. Okay, a ton of probes being pulled. They drilled past this, but the bunker has started. Now we're down to 1 SCV. Now this bunker is not going to get built. And even if it does, the Marines, there's none left, right? These probes are doing absolute work here. It looks like the Genesis was back home taking care of some business because that tank was not targeting any of these goons, which may actually have been his intent. Just get as much as he can with the probes. But I feel like we lost a good amount there as Terran that maybe we didn't need to. Yeah, Memnon, we're doing bingo. We're doing bingo cards. I think it's Baker's bingo. Here, let me throw the link in the chat again. Yeah, Bingo Baker. That's what it is. Yeah, fill out a bingo card. You know, put in whatever you want that you expect to see on stream. And then, depending on, you know, if you get bingo, let us know in chat. And then also post it in general in CPL and tag Anderson. And he'll, you know, before the next stream, he'll let you know what the prize is. Okay. Nice little mine contain. Let's go ahead and take a look at these bases. All right, so we have the range upgraded. We already know that. We have observers already available for the making, but we're starting off with a Reaver and a shuttle and a Zealots in the shuttle. And this Reaver, not even close to complete. But I thought it was closer, and if it was, we'd be watching this go over. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and see what this natural contain looks like. We do have a tank here. We've got a couple of vultures, and this is a solid contain as Siege has just finished. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the Genesis's base, he's got his E-base started. Now, this is not going to be done in time for that Reaver drop if it beelines over there, I don't think. We've got 2 factories, vulture and tank production ongoing and being yeeted straight across down to the bottom left. No, it's not pre-made. It's not pre-made. Just make the bingo card. Just put whatever you want in there. Like, Man Shark's pants will fall down. And then if it happens during the stream, mark it off and snip or whatever. Yeah, just make your own bingo card. It's not complicated. The most important thing here is that you tag Anderson in general chat. Okay, we've got the siege tanks up. Oh, you're Protoss? Yeah, ask Dazzle. Who's also Protoss. You guys will figure it out. Okay, I want to see where that shuttle is. Here we go. We've got the Reaver. We've got 2 Zealots. Now, the eBay did complete. We've got 3 turrets on the way. I thought that was going to get out of here early enough, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Now, he's pushing out with the Observer, but the tanks are pushing forward and getting some good shots here on these Dragoons. One of them just barely surviving that volley. The Genesis doing a really good job here of mining this whole area up. And this particular spawn as well, down here in the bottom. Oh, it's so frustrating to have these tanks up here because this stupid thing, this little piece of terrain, you can put a tank right there and it can shoot pretty much all these buildings. It can almost hit the mineral line, it feels like. And so I don't know. I feel like whenever I spawn down here in the bottom left and I'm playing against Terran, this stupid tank that ends up parked right here ends up being the bane of my existence. Now I'm missing it, unfortunately, but we do have Zealots dropping here. It does look like they're getting work done. There were a few turrets, but not quite in the spots needed. Oh! I think he lost a Reaver in that dropship, or in the shuttle. One still gets out, though, and even just one can be so huge here. SCVs scattering. They're running. They're trying to hide. This Scarab doesn't know where to go. Neither does this one. These Zealots are going to chase down this tank. Reaver wasting a lot of Scarabs here, unfortunately. But it does look like he's doing quite good damage here. Alright, we'll keep an eye on this. I also want to point out all of his SCVs, he just ran them to the other side of the map. He must have like already been hotkeyed or looking over here, and instead of going to his natural or whatever, or even like this base, he was just like, go, just get out of here. Eviction notice served. And this Reaver's still alive. I don't think Goon is here. Oh, he's back. He gets one shot. Can he get another shot on this tank? If he does, okay, he kills. Okay, I think this tank is going to be able to take care of this Reaver now. Unless these SCVs keep dragging shots. Alright, kill the turret. Oh man, I'm bummed I missed the beginning of that. Right now, you know, he's building Scarab, so we can't see how many kills he has. And it's really unfortunate for Goon that he lost that second one in the shuttle as well. But over here for Terran, right, the Genesis is still doing okay. He's knocked out the natural, and he's set up this contain to include turrets, which is so hard to deal with. But right now, the Genesis is kind of hurting from an economy standpoint, you know? He still has his natural, though, so as soon as he can clean this up, which looks like it's going to happen, like right now-ish, 15 kills, by the way, he should be able to get that natural back up and running. Now over here, we have the Protoss trying to drop right on top of all these mines. The drags don't quite go as well as he was hoping. And I think Goon might be in a little bit of a tough spot. He's got 5 Dragoons here. He's got an Observer over here, which I made sound exciting, but wasn't very exciting. And 1 Dragoon down here, chilling in the minerals. So yeah, not a whole lot. A lot of Zealots being made. It does look like another shuttle is being made as well, which I like. I like that idea. I don't know if he's upping his air defense back here, but he has parked a siege tank at both of his mining bases. So future shuttles might struggle, but this also might be a way for Goon to get some probes out of his base and maybe start expanding economically into other areas or sneak something out. We do have a Citadel on the way, which is great because that's going to allow him to get Zealot legs, which he'll definitely need and will be very helpful in trying to break this. Okay. That was an exciting couple of minutes. Where are we? We're up to 5 factories. We're trying to push out here again. We're dropping Zealots right on top. I didn't see any tanks go down, unfortunately. So he did kill the SCV, which is helpful, right? So damage that happens on these tanks will stay. No more turrets will be built until he can get another one down there. And he took out a few mines, which, you know, maybe not worth it, but he's chipping away here. But I think he needs to consolidate just a little bit more. I don't know. This is always tough to deal with. Doesn't matter what race you are. Busting out from a Terran siege tank contained like this is definitely frustrating. No fun. No bueno. Got a 1 health observer. Bebopping around observing things. Oh, here we go. This is the siege breaker right here. Let's see what he does. Yeah, let's go ahead and get an upgrade check. Right, 0-0 for Terran. 0-0. 0-0. Scarabs. Which makes sense. Both players have really just been pretty much throwing units at each other for the majority of this game. This is kind of the first quiet moment. Now, he did bring back an SCV. A couple of them, actually. And his tank count is growing here. So this is only getting more and more dangerous for our Protoss player. And also, to mention, to Genesis does have that second base up and running now. He just has a couple more workers, but he has recovered, it seems, from that Reaver attack earlier. Now, I'm curious what's going on here. This is actually somewhat dangerous. I mean, there's a world where the Genesis can put some tanks here and actually look over the wall. But it looks like he's using it as a staging point to elevator his units over and get a little bit of a surround. He has his observer out here too to check and make sure that he's not scouted doing this. Ooh, very high risk, high reward play here. I'm wondering if he's going to try to... He's got to kill this army. I feel like if he tries to bypass and go into the natural or hit the main of the Terran, that this is all just going to push forward. And right now, he's getting caught with only half his army on this side of the wall. So we'll see how this goes, but this, I imagine, is going to go very well for Terran if they can figure out how to get down this ramp. All right, so the fight has started. We've got Zealots charging in. We've got unsieged tanks here. We've got siege tanks up here, which I mentioned before is like the best spot ever. And really, there's just not a whole lot defending. He sieges up down here in the low ground, which is gonna hurt a lot. He's now in range of the mineral line. Ooh, going for a mine drag, doesn't quite get it. Siege tanks continuing to unload, but here comes the Reaver. Oh, he juggled that perfectly. He juggled that perfectly. He dropped it. The siege tanks tried to blam him. And he picked it up and dropped it right again and got a tank for it. So, cool little cute move. But the problem is, you know, like there's still like 9 tanks here. You know, which is a little bit difficult to deal with, to say the least, and a lot more vultures flowing in. Now, he has taken the rest of his army, the part that was elevated, and he's going to run it towards the Terran base, but I think in this particular situation, he's not going to out DPS the Terran army that's cruising through his. Not to mention, Terran can still continue to produce and defend here with Defender's Advantage. So, I don't know. I feel like this might be GG for our Protoss player. Yeah, we've got all the probes hiding over here in the corner. As far as army is concerned, yeah, I mean, that's it. GG. Great game. Oh, man. Starting off strong. Gets the people going. Where is my OBS so I can change scenes? Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and chalk it up. Let's go ahead and knock out our scoreboard. So we've got Genesis with the W, we've got Goon with an L, and that'll bring us into our next game. Our next game is going to be Genesis versus Leon. Genesis versus Leon. We got a TVT, so buckle up. TVTs are, you know, they can tend to go long. I've been told if it goes longer than, 4 hours, you should consult your physician. It's a good game. Good game. All right, so we're going to be seeing Genesis again. He's at his same spawn. We'll see if he does the same thing, except this time he's playing against Leon, our red Terran down here in the bottom left. Now, I feel like, I don't know, TVT on this map, it really, I always feel like the aggressive plays are just so powerful, right? It's like a race to see who can get that contain up first, who can really kind of jam into the natural of the opponent. So we'll see how both these players decide to approach this. And we'll see if we get to have one of the common Genesis scrappy, won't die kind of games that I've grown to love watching of his. B8, Betty 8. Is it Betty, Bete, or Beat? How is it that you pronounce your gamer tag? It was there was a discussion about it. An argument over the pronunciation. It's Drew Sticks, the Genesis, very resourceful. Okay, so we're just seeing both players throw down their supply depots. We're not seeing anything crazy like an 8 racks or a BBS. All right, you got it, Betty. And what do we got going on here? So this is good construction placement for these barracks when you have the intent of floating it, right? So like building it up towards the north side of your base when you're down here in the bottom left. This will allow Leon to just have a shorter flying distance, when he determines that his opponent's up here. And you're seeing something a little bit similar here from Genesis, kind of in the bottom port. I mean, obviously he can't build it really much anywhere else, but I guess another option would be to build this barracks even lower, so that he could float and get to the opponent's base even quicker and get observation and vision for his tanks. All right, we do have Marine being made here for Genesis, the Genesis. And the barracks just finished up here for Leon. Both players starting their factories. And Genesis is already out on the map scouting, which is actually, it feels like a little bit of a late scout. But to be fair, that means that, Leon's scout is even later. And I want to see where these builds deviate, right? Ooh, Genesis already floating his barracks. So he's kind of risking it with just one Marine. And I say risking it because if this was against like some sort of like, I don't know, early vulture pressure that comes from Leon, one Marine I feel like doesn't cut it. Two can kind of push back a single vulture relatively effectively. Now we've got an SCV up here parked. Looks like it might be trying to expand here for Leon. Leon's also getting into the base of the Genesis and getting a full scout of what's going on here. He's like, oh, you go into a factory without an expansion. And this is where we're seeing our our differentiation between the builds. Ooh, we're going 3 factories. Is he going to see it? Come on down. I mean, we see the building, right? So I guess he did see it. So mega aggressive here from DeGenesis. Likely some form of 3 factory vulture. And so I'm curious how Leon is going to fight this. Barracks, what's up? What's up? High-fiving in the air. And it looks like he's trying to get an early move out. There's already a vulture and a marine up here. Looks like Leon was content with just kind of checking the middle. And it looks like he might be starting to go tanks. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw immediate tank production and maybe even an armory for some glides. But it looks like we don't have an armory yet. CV didn't stand a chance. And we're about to get full scout here by the barracks. Now, what I'd like to see, it'd be kind of sexy, right, is get this barracks planted over here, start building some marines, hit from the front, marine from the back. It's like the Terran mullet strategy. All right, here we go. We've got marines shooting that barracks, not getting a whole lot done. And DeGenesis, you know, for having the 3 factories, he doesn't have all of his vultures over here at one time. He's got 3 heading down. He's got 2 right here. He's got a couple more trickling. So he's about to put the pressure on. Now, Leon, what he's doing is he's narrowing this gap, right? So he's going to get a tank. Well, I thought he might get a tank. He hasn't gotten a tank yet. But he's limiting the surface area that DeGenesis's vultures can sneak in, right? He's going to try to plug these holes. These holes need plugging. And Leon's the man for it. I think I saw that written on like a porta potty wall or something. Like, if you need your holes plugged, call Leon. But yeah, so I feel like this is just so common on this map. The Terran player that shows up with like extreme aggression just does so well. And DeGenesis, it looks like he might just take him. Like, this might just be GG, like just straight up builder. Oh, but we got a tank. We've got a tank. We've got a tank. Okay, tanks are good if you were unaware. But this tank is a little alone, and this is a lot of vultures. But it's going to be able to even the playing ground here pretty well. And we've got 3 vultures on the way that are about to pop out. Now, these SCVs, can they get over there? Oh, he's got the repair going. Now, by the way, vultures suck against tanks. They're like really bad against them. So this tank and that timely SCV, along with the production of these vultures, hey, Leon may not be out of it yet. Now, the problem is, the big problem for Leon is like a lot of his workers are dead. It's a sad story. Now, he needs to get these guys up the ramp over here defending because DeGenesis, I don't think, is done. And he's got mines on the way, but he's got a little bit until they're done. Now, DeGenesis has a small window. He needs to either get that expansion up, which he's doing. Okay, so that's the route he's going. But he can also continue to gain even a more significant advantage if he can kill some more workers, because Leon's playing from behind right now. Now, Leon didn't die, which is good. He's not super contained yet, which is good. He's got a tank, also good. But DeGenesis just has kind of that production advantage right now and that economy advantage. And he's just, Leon's unfortunately letting this front line just kind of die. Losing a lot of workers, sitting at 14 to 22. And vultures, these are fast vultures now, right? They're just running around the tanks. They're just like, whatever. Come chase me. Here we go, hot pursuit. Ooh, nice little body block right there. All right, so he killed all the vultures, but he's at half the workers, and here comes wave 2. We got biker gang boys. As we determined in previous, oh, there it is. The boy band of vultures seals the deal. DeGenesis is sitting at 2-0 right now. 2-0 in this group. GG. All right, so let's go to our scorecard. Here we are at our scorecard. DeGenesis sitting with a big fat W. And then we've got Leon with an L. Let's see if that updates. Hey, it updates. All right, now the man of the hour. We get to finally watch. Near and dear to my heart. We're going to go back in time to his prime and watch Mutiler versus Goon. That's right, everybody. ZVP. It also sounds like my children got home from school. So you may hear children in the background. Ignore them. They're crazy. All right, back to the game. Oops. All right, here we go. So we've got Goon back down in the bottom left. Territory he knows well. We saw Goon play against the Genesis in game 1. We saw some really cool things from him, actually, right? We saw him try to elevate his units over the wall. Like, he's not one to just get completely pushed in. Like, he's going to fight. He's going to be scrappy. It didn't go well for him overall against the Genesis, but after the Genesis got that contain, it's really tough to do anything. Computer. And then we've got Computer, also known as Mutiler. Never forget. And he's up here in the top right as our blue Zerg. Now, Mutiler, I see you in the chat. And I see you questioning the fact that it says Computer. Is this how broken replays look? It's not you? Let's try this again, shall we? That legitimately... Oh no, is this a broken file? Oh no. Grendel Brood? Needler. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't have the correct replay file, but you know what? If you send me the replay file, if you still happen to have it, I can cast it. That's hilarious. Let's go ahead and go back to our scorecard real quick. Because you are not Computer. We know that. We know that to be true. And let's go ahead and skip over. And, you know, Mutiler, you're here. I know you wanted to see some games. Let's do this one, the Flola Dribblier versus Mutiler. And we'll see if we can get something different on that one. Let's go up. Mutiler versus Flola Dribbler. And this is going to be a ZVT. Yeah, it seems like Mutiler, in fact, is AI. All right, let's try this again, but this time with an appropriate replay file. We've got Mutiler in the top left as our blue Zerg, not the Grendeler Brood or whatever. And then we've got... Dude, what's up with this name? I don't know if I'm breaking it down right. Like, Flolad Dribblier. Well, a Dribblier. A Dribbler E. Flola Dribbler E. Flola Dribbler E. Yeah, it's going to be Flola Dribbler E. Oh, I'm sorry, he's French. Flola Dribbler A. Flola Dribbler A. Anyway, he's going to be our Red Terran down here in the bottom left, and so we'll see if he has as much success as Genesis has had so far in this group, playing against some of the opponents here. Right now on the Zerg, I like to pay attention to the Zerg early on, just to make sure we know what kind of build that they're throwing out. It does look like Mutiler is sitting here with at least an Overlord first. At least an Overlord. We'll see if he throws down the spawning pool or if he decides to go for a hatchery at the natural. But we'll just pay attention here for a little bit. Florida Dribblers. Nah, that can't be right. Okay, so we're past 200-ish, and we still don't have a spawning pool just yet. So it looks like we may be seeing an expansion. Or he may be seeing... I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Let's just watch. Let's see what the amazing Mutiler has in store for us today. Okay, so it does look like he's going to expand. He's going to be sending a drone out to get a secondary scout out on the map. He does have the Overlord going down to the bottom where he will get confirmation. Blech, it's been a hell of a week on where the Terran is. Now, Florida Dribbler is walling off their natural. Ooh. Okay, so no gas, which is common, super common. But it does insinuate we may not be seeing a mech play, more of just a standard bio play here. Hatchery being morphed. Spawning pool has gone down. barracks is about to finish. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a game. Let me catch up on the chat here. Did Goon play a game against the computer and submit it? Yes. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate sunken. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we should have watched it and seen if the computer won. You're off work in 2 hours? Alright. Well, I don't think we'll be casting in 2 hours. Send me the replay anyway. It's unfortunate we're going to have to just scrap that match for today. Okay, so we do have the SCV up and about Mutiler's base. We've got a third hatch on the way. The second one at the natural has completed. And we're currently sitting at 11 drones. Just 4 links being made. Looks like they're going to run up here. Probably knock out this SCV. Head over to the Terran's base. Poke around a little. So they're on the chase. Got more Marines pumping. Expansion being taken by our Terran hero. And we do have gas started just a little bit. As he is going for Engineering Bay first. SCV still making the great escape over here. Hey, looks like we have a drone thinking about doing something. Might just be heading over here, spreading his workers out. Yeah, that's the case. Who was that? Who was that? Thanks, Goon. Thanks, Gabagoon. Alright, so we do have layer going up. We also have the SCV seeing the layer going up. If I already guessed, Mutiler is going... Hey, Rush! What's up, man? I do expect Mutiler to go heavily into Mutilisks. It's kind of his namesake, and also just stupid strong. Always, all the time, forever. A lot of Marines being pumped out. Now, we do have the Engineering Bay done. No turrets as of yet, which is completely fine, right? Like, he's getting that +1 upgrade at the moment. He still has some time until Mutilisks could be a problem. So this is stock standard, looking good. We do have the Academy. We'll see if he tries to get a pre-Mutalisk push, maybe after 2 medics. The Zerglings haven't gone over to the Terran base to try to like poke in or see what's going on. He does have the Overlord over here, so he's not in the dark. In fact, I think he can even see the Marines. Yeah, he's comfortable. He knows that Florida Dribbler hasn't moved out. And he is getting a preemptive sunken. Now let's go ahead and see if we got a Spire. We sure do. Now, so Florida Dribbler saw the lair, but he hasn't seen the Spire. I don't know if this is outside of scan range or whatever. I feel like that's a safe assumption. Like, yeah, he's going to be making Spire. He's going to be Mutalisking me. But there is a world where, you know, he still might want to scan just to confirm. Because you can throw down a layer and then just... Oh, he saw it? Okay, there he is. He gets the scan, and he does get confirmation that the Spire is, in fact, the tech of choice that Mutiler is going into. Does get a second sunken as well, prior to any notification of move out. So, playing a little safe. 2 more barracks underway. I think this is the one... No. So, we're going up to 5 barracks. We're continuing to mine gas. I know Stim is complete, and... Is this still +1? It's got to be, right? Yeah. Very exciting, the combo for the Storm. Now, what I'd like to start seeing here pretty soon is turrets. We're kind of approaching, you know, that 6-ish minute, 6.5 minute mark. And you can see here we've got 8 Mutalisks ready to hatch. That's a cute little placement for the barracks. And then, yeah, everything's honky-dory. We got range getting started for the Marines. The bio ball is pushed out to the pizza slice. But these like, we need some turrets. Okay, there we go. All right, we've got 1 turret being built here at the natural. 2 turrets being built here at the natural. No turrets here in the main. 1 turret here in the main. So it looks like he'll have some, you know, anti-air defense. Because the Mutalisks are out. We've got 8 on the board. We've got 3 more on the way. Yeah, it's definitely a pizza slice, for sure. And I imagine the Koreans call it a pizza slice too, because that's what it is. Oh, flying right around the Marines. Hopefully not getting trapped here in between the Marines and this this turret. Now the Zerglings are coming in. They're not getting a ton done, but they do kill, I think, maybe a couple Marines. Not overall, not the most effective Muta Harass as of yet. Now he's still waiting for more. The Bio Ball is continuing to grow. The turret count has definitely grown, right? So like, let's see how this coverage is. It looks like maybe here, not really anywhere to sneak in. But I mean, if you were to go around and park right here, this is a scary part for Mutalisks. Now we do have the Bio Ball moving out, but we already have a couple of Sunkens. This could, I don't know. I'm bad at this kind of like attacking into Zerg math, but this doesn't look like enough to me, right? And I feel like, depending on what Zerg decides to make here, you should be able to just clean this right up and go straight across the map. Park those Mutalisks behind that main mineral line. Chef's kiss. Yeah, you can just hear the Marine screams, or maybe you can't because I always forget to turn up the volume on this. But yeah, we've got, 1-to-1 Marine versus Mutalisk odds. A few medics help. Oh, he picks that Overlord, though. That was a nice target of opportunity. And the Mutalisks are just going to kill this whole Bio Ball. Oh, I love it when Marines heal each other. It's just an absurd amount of damage you have to do. Now, Bio Ball version 2.0 is starting to reconstitute here. Mutalisk numbers are growing, and we're having a little bit of a tech switch. Well, maybe not tech switch, but we're now going into Hydralisk Lurker. So that's going to help against this bio a lot. Now, don't forget, we've been watching the fight, but we also have an expansion going up at the 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1-ish o'clock for Mutiler. Ooh, this is pretty painful, though. But the Mutalisk might slip in here. Look at this. There's nothing here. Whoa! That was a hell of a sneeze. Okay, so Mutalisks are going to come over here, try to get what they can get done. Not going to be a ton. He might, again, be able to park over here and actually be quite the nuisance. But this time we have a much more significant Bioforce going straight towards the Zerg base. So we're going to try to keep an eye on both of them. It looks like the Mutalisks are getting, beaten up a little bit. How do I get rid of this unit bar? Beaten up a little bit by these turrets. And they're going to be forced away, right? But they were pretty annoying. Now the Sunkens are going down, and that's it. Mutiler's just like, screw it, I'm done. And our AI friend Mutiler has fallen to Florida Dribbler. Congrats, Florida Dribbler. GG. Alrighty, let's go ahead and update that scorecard, and everything's all jacked up because I'm skipping around. Okay, cool. Aha! It populated. Okay, so I think it was Mueller versus Goon. I'm just gonna put X's there so I know where I'm at. Was ultimately just like a bad replay. So now we got Florida Dribbler versus Genesis. Let's get right into it. So create game, up a level, blah blah blah. What did I say? Florida Dribbler versus Genesis. Sure did. And we've got a TVT. Buckle up, Buttercup. And as always, if it lasts longer than 4 hours, consult your physician. All right, we got Florida Dribbler up here at the top left. And we've got the Genesis on the right base. Now, he's been in the top left both the other games that we've watched him play. So far, he's on an absolute tear. He agrees, according to the in-game chat here. And we'll see. Okay, so we have another TVT. We saw him do TVT already. We haven't seen it from Florida Dribbler, I don't think, yet. But what Genesis did, that other TVT, was like 3 Factory Vulture. He was hyper-aggressive. He got that contain. And then he just basically walked into the base with an F-ton of tanks after denying the natural. Or, I'm sorry, just a bunch of vultures. I'm getting it confused with that the Goon game. Either way, I think we can expect a very dynamic early game. Potential super duper vulture war where the boy bands just clash into each other. Also, a friendly reminder, we're doing bingo. I haven't seen anyone win bingo yet. So go to links in the chat or whatever. Go make a bingo card. And if you win bingo, make sure to go to the CPL Discord. In the general chat, post your bingo card and tag Anderson. You don't need to elaborate. Just post your winning bingo card, tag Anderson, and he'll provide you with any prizes before the next stream. All right, Florida Dribbler, getting that barracks. And you can see, like, last time he did this as well, right? He built his barracks kind of in the direction of expected opponent, putting up it and float it. Genesis putting his down on the lower portion of his base as well. I love casting early StarCraft games, or like the early minutes of a StarCraft game when there's no cheese happening. Because you're just like making up stuff, right? You're like, oh yeah, this depot, it's like 3 pixels from that mineral. Very optimized indeed. Have you seen the manual on first depot placement? Yes, good Sim City here. Very good bones. That's just how I always feel casting it. All right, second depot up here behind the mineral lines. And we're getting a first scout here from Florida Dribbler, heading into Genesis's base. Oh, he's not to Genesis this time. He's just Genesis. Marine versus SCV. Marine win most of the time. And he's going to shoo that SCV away. Now, his own SCV accidentally went to this one. Common mistake. You got to go to the other gap over here. Oh, but I think he's counting that as like a scout. He's like, oh, okay. You're not in this side base. Off we go. Okay. Finally making his way. You know, actually, let me know if that's like a proxy location that I'm not aware of. Maybe if it's like a vulture drop location or something. But I'm just assuming it was a misclick. I know I've done that before because with this 3-player map, like, you're kind of guessing, like, yeah, up here area or down here area. And if you just like send your scout like over here on this wall by accident, then he'll just get stuck in there. So anyway, he's going to take his SCV. He's going to head up north. And we've got 3 Marines hanging out on the pizza slice, acting as pepperoni. Very spicy. Don't know why he's floating his barracks this way. But we already have vultures on the table for the Genesis. Now let's go ahead and check out the barracks. Or not the barracks, the bases. So we do see the same build as last time, right? For Genesis, we're going straight into that 3-factory vulture. Now, when he played the last TVT, the other player was actually expanding. This time, we're getting a 1-1-1 build from Florida Dribbler. Ooh, very spicy. And I think, personally, very powerful on this map. And Gabagoon, if you're still here, you beat the crap out of me once with a 1-1-1 build on this map. And I stole it from you. And I do it every time when I'm on Dominator versus TVT. Except for that one time where I lost to 7th Nader or whatever. Should have done it. All right, we do have the expansion, though, in addition to having the starport and the wraiths coming out. So this is going to be a little bit of a race for Genesis to come in and get as much damage as he can get done before these wraiths just take over the world. We'll see if he ends up getting an armory or any type of, you know, anti-wraith based support, but he's going to be in a world of trouble if Florida Dribbler is able to get a critical mass of these wraiths, and he's not wasting any time, which is, you know, perfectly correct. Florida Dribbler gets that first wraith, and he is just sending him. He received launch orders, and off he goes. All the way. All right, now he stopped. Now he's going to start shoosting. All right, he's jacking up this SCV. This one particularly. This one does not stand a chance. It's running around. He's trying to get mixed up. He's hiding among his friends. No good. He gets completely schwacked. SCV number 2, taking the laser beams. But Genesis is like, oh, I know what to do. Send the boys. He sends the boy band up here, but he's already got a tank. Now, he's starting to target the tank. Now, wraiths, you know, vultures don't shoot up, but wraiths don't damage things very fast. Now, the tank goes down. I think Florida Dribbler is in a lot of trouble here with the SCVs, right? So, like, even if, you know, he doesn't touch this wraith or the wraith that's in his base, these vultures are going to just mow these SCVs down, and you can see it right now. right? Genesis now ahead in worker count, and he's just tearing through these guys. This boy band, you know, Chad, Thad, Brad, and Ringo, they're just destroying this. I love it. I love it. Now these wraiths are trying, right? But like I said, like this is just a speed game. Just a speed game. Vultures are fast, baby. Vultures are fast. 4 more vultures here. This wraith doing work. He's at 6 kills, but you can see how much faster like 12 vultures can kill a mineral line versus 1 wraith, right? And there's the GG Genesis crushing it in this group. That was a lot of fun. I like TVTs that are very explosive like that, as opposed to kind of the long, drawn out, you know, get coffee, take a nap, go from there. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Where were we? So, okay, so we got to update our scoreboard. We've got Florida Dribbler with the L, Genesis with the dub, and now we're into Florida Dribbler versus Goon. So, we've seen both these players play at this point. And we've also seen Goon upload a match against AI. So, we will be on the lookout to see if this is also against AI. All right, so Florida Dribbler versus Goon, correct? Yep. Let's get it. Yeah, TVT is a ton of fun to watch. Ton of fun to watch. All right, hey, look. No one's a computer. We've got Florida Dribbler up in the top left again. And we've got Goon in the bottom left again. All right, so now we can actually compare this game to the Genesis Goon game. So this was the game where last time we saw Genesis. Well, let's start with Goon. We saw Goon start off with some Dragoons, early Dragoon pressure. Didn't push really far into the base. I don't think got confirmation that Genesis had not expanded. And I think that the early, you know, FD push into expansion really paid off heavily for Genesis, obviously, and because he was able to get that contain. Once he got mines, then Goon was kind of stuck back. But we did see Goon utilize Reaver drops. Yo, what's up, Arthas? Too easy for Artizi, 2,900 ounces. That's a solid name. Don't forget to fill out your bingo card. Just a reminder, bingo cards, everybody. Fill out your bingo card, and if you win, make sure you let us know and post it in the CPL general chat and tag Anderson, and he'll follow up before the next chat. All right, all right. Florida Dribbler going barracks. We see a nice SimCity here again, right? The old anti-early zealot pressure, which we didn't see Goon do, and we see this time going into the assimilator. I think we're not going to see it again. We're going to see Cybernetics Core, Goon range. He's going to walk across, but I'm really curious to see if he does the Reaver drop again, because those Reavers, that one Reaver was extremely successful, and the second Reaver, like that drop would have been potentially game-ending if that shuttle wasn't shot down at the moment it was. It was right over that cliff. It couldn't drop that second Reaver, and that Reaver ended up going down. All right, so we're having Florida Dribbler head over here to the right. And we've got Goon correctly getting, well, I guess, you know, unintentionally getting a first scout by heading up here to the top left. All right, factory timing is good. We've got the supply depot going up behind the mineral lines. We've got a Marine here. It's going to be like, hey, go away, probe. The probe's like, word, and takes off. SCV's still hunting for Protoss bases. And we've got a second gateway with Dragoon range on the way. So no Zealots, but we have the first Goon 2/3 of the way done. Oh, and it feels good to be casting right now. Apologize, I have like a cold or sniffles or something. busting up, and I can't really mute my mic well, so I may be sneezing full blast into your guys' ears, which some people pay for in some countries, I've heard. But yeah, this has been a freaking banger of a week, and I just needed some StarCraft. I do intend to cast with Escalade at one point. We were talking about doing it today together, but I just threw this one out there. I don't think he's available until later. All right, so we do have Machine Shop going up. We have another Marine. We have a bunker this time. So when we saw the Genesis game, there was no bunker. And we know that Goon doesn't poke in too aggressively, right? Like right now, we're not seeing the Dragoon go straight across. He's holding back a little bit. Now he does have 3. Okay, so that's the trigger for Goon to start this nice little spider walk up to the 12 o'clock. We also see Florida Dribbler. It looks like he is going to be expanding. So, getting a tank, going to expand. I imagine we'll see Siege Mode. Yeah, Siege Mode's already on the way. And so, really, this will come down to how well Florida Dribbler can repair this. Okay, so he runs in with the probe. He sees the SCV here, preparing for the expansion. Now, Florida Dribbler, yeah, good. He sees that the Dragoons might be poking in, so he's going to make sure that he has at least 2. He's getting his 3rd SCV up here, 1 per Dragoon. To repair this bunker, and he has his tank here ready. And siege mode's almost done, so this isn't going to do anything right now. Would be my prediction. Citadel of a Dune. Okay, so last game we saw Goon play against Terran. This came up way later. This was like way after Robo Bay, way after Reaver. And the lack of Zealot legs really hurt him with trying to break that contain. So it seems that he has made an adaptation, and he's trying to get those legs up, or I'm sorry, going straight into Templar tech. And he's still on 1 base, I'd like to point out too. So this is a 1 base build here right now for Goon. Alright, Siege. Hit something. Hit this Goon. And we're bringing up the barracks here to just kind of seal off the wall for now. Keep in mind, this is not Zealot type. I like the placement here of the Siege tank, just blocking that little gap. And we're getting a 2nd factory, along with Vulture Speed. So, I was just about to say, I wonder when Goon's going to expand, because I don't think this game plan is enough to break this at this point. He's going to need a little bit more. Ooh, we're going DTs, baby! No eBay! No eBay, no Academy! He's blind! He is blind! Oh my gosh. And you know what? I wonder if he's going to be able to get the DTs through here. No, I don't think he has mines. Not yet. He doesn't have mines yet. He researched Siege Mode first, and then he's getting speed. But I don't think there's any mines as of yet. His best bet is he sees the glimmer. The DTs come next to something, and he shoots all of his siege tanks at his own building and splash damages them. Alright, good. Getting the barracks out here. Oh my gosh, here they come. And he's running for the hills. Get out of here. And what's the reaction? What do we got? Freaking nothing. Oh my gosh, these DTs have the opportunity to do the funniest thing right now. 1 tank goes down. The Dragoons are starting to push in. The SCVs, they're all running. Okay, so Florida Dribbler is giving up this base, right? He's like, okay, natural, sorry. You guys, everyone up here, you're all just dead to me. We'll try to zoom out so we can capture all this. We got the Dragoons going in through the natural, killing the Vultures that are coming up here trying to help. Mines are almost finished, okay? So that's kind of like his out right now, is get mines and get good placements. And honestly, this Goon might get hit by a mine, but if he places mines around his SCVs, like, oh, might be able to get some good drags, like this right here. Okay, so it wasn't enough to kill the DT. The Dragoons up here are going to help with these mines by helping clear them, so they need to be targeted down. Looks like both will go down to a mine, but these DTs are just causing such a ruckus, man. Such a ruckus. Protoss is now ahead on workers without an expansion, mind you. There's still no expansion for Protoss. Let's check these kills. We got 3 here. Where's the other one? They're so tough to find. Is he dead? Okay, we may just be down to 1 DT. Yeah, it sounds like just 1 DT. Alright, so this is annoying, right? So we got vultures over here. He's going to start dropping some mines. I don't think Goon's watching this anymore. It sucks it takes 2. Oh, please don't lose your vulture. Okay, so DT threat neutralized. But check it out, there's still no detection. We have an eBay, we have an academy, but we don't have anything that, you know, they support. A lot of mine hits, but right now, Florida Dribbler is just trying everything he can not to die. Now, let's go ahead and check in on our Protoss. We've got a Robo Facility, we've got Storm underway, we've got Zealots being made, we got another DT queued up. We've got a shuttle, so if he does stabilize, he can just drop right in there, and we've got an expansion on the way. But right now, this is going to put Florida Dribbler into the Dark Age, right? He just lost his CC at the Natural, and Protoss is substantially ahead. Now, the worker count is still equal, and the supplies, you know, aren't too bad, and the mines here are going to be very helpful, either against like a frontal DT walk-in, this army trying to walk in, or even drops, but I don't know. This might stabilize into a pretty interesting game. Ooh, cheeky little pylon wall here. Not much at home, right? Oh, but that blocks the vultures. How frustrating! Oh my gosh. Okay, so it does look like Florida Dribbler has an opportunity to come back from this. He's not completely out of it. He's got a tank. He's got sieged up. He's building another CC. But he's definitely reeling, right? Like, whenever this happens, coming back is awkward. It's like, okay, where was I in a build? What's my goal right now? And his goal his initial goal was don't die. So, mission accomplished. Second goal was get some counter damage. Got kind of walled out. And now it's resecure the Natural. Like, that's his goal in life right now, is let's resecure the Natural. Unfortunately, he's going to lose these vultures. Nice little mine hit, though. A bunch of wounded Dragoons. I like this tank placement. He's getting the eBay for vision. It really, like, this elevated Natural for, you know, to try to break back into is so challenging to shoot uphill. Alright, so the eBay is going to take some hits. I like that he's placing a siege tank here. I think it's in supporting range. Yeah, it does look that way. So he's going to get some extra hits, but he does lose that tank. Okay, eBay continuing to provide valuable vision. I wish he had some SCVs over here to, like, repair. But Dragoons do damage. Pretty fast. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, the mines don't only just protect against the walk-in, but the drops. And here comes the storm drop! Oh my gosh! The storm! Oh... Storm is so bad. It's so bad to play against. That just knocked him down to 17 workers. Huge damage. Game audio is a little desynced. Okay. I'll try to fix it after this game. I won't put too much effort into it, though. Insane. Wow, look at this. Florida Dribbler coming back, but he's at almost like half the worker count. So, it's really all... We've got the Reavers. It's really on Protoss, I think, to seal this out. Because Terran, like, once they're back at this point, they're still hard to kill, right? It's hard to just put the final touches on them. And right now he's building up quite the defense. He's still pretty weak to air, though. So we're getting a couple turrets here and there. We got one up here behind this... See right there. We've got one just here at the command center. But even just like a Reaver drop right here, or even just drop it far away and walk it in, kill the turret real quick, that could be dangerous. So Florida Dribbler is focusing a lot here on the front, and not a ton on his internal base security from drops, which he knows is on the table, right? Like, we know the shuttles are out and about. What is a natural? A natural is, so every base in pretty much every map made in StarCraft, you have your main where you spawn, And then you have the base immediately next to it, which is your most naturally taken second base, right? So it's commonly referred to as the natural. Natural also means like without plastic surgery, or a part of nature. Those are other definitions of the word, but the primary term here, we're referring to the immediate base next to your main. And in this case, it's the only way out of the main. You got it, Bone Dog Diggity. All right, so right now we have some mines being spread out. So it looks like Florida Dribbler is back into his groove, their groove. Yeah, let me know if any of these players are female as well. I screwed that up last cast. Sorry, Dazzle. That was kind of a feel bad. All right, a lot of tanks. The vultures are going out and getting work done, placing mines everywhere. But there's not a lot of them, right? Primarily, we're sitting on just a ton of tanks. Now, back at the Protoss base, we are getting the third here at the all-mineral expansion. Getting a lot of gateways. Good, good. Love to see it. We're getting observer speed, so it seems like Goon is like, oh, I'm so sick of mines. Guess I should see them. But I don't see any observers out and about yet. I think that might be the first one. What's up here? Ooh, Shuttle doing a big reach around. Nice approach here from these vultures. They're getting a bunch of work done. One of them has 3 kills. Another one's got 0. I think the one that died had a couple more. So that was a nice little poke in. He needs to try to chip away as much as he can. But effectively, we're kind of back at a normal game, right? Like, worker counts have somewhat stabilized. We've got mine vision all over the place. We're doing mine clearing operations. This is starting to look a lot more like a standard TVP game. Let's go ahead and see how our factory count is doing, though, because, like I said, worker count is kind of stabilized, but I think we're a little bit lagging on potentially upgrades. We're at +1, army. It's all tanks, which is great, but the thing is that, and you can hear them, right? Like, there's been a little bit of a transition towards upping the zealot count, and you can see that they already have legs. Wow, 2 shuttles, and these are just zealot bombs, which is a great answer for this, because he's just got clusters of tanks. Okay, more dragoons. There's a reaver somewhere. There it is. Yeah, I thought we were getting a 4th factory. Yeah, there it is. It's and a 5th. Okay, he's trying to build around the the minefield that he created. Oh man, I'm trying to figure out how Goon how this stabilized, right? Like, we're still at like half the supply. Like, the army still needs to be remade for Florida Dribbler, but Goon had Florida Dribbler on the ropes. Now here we go, big push, right? A lot of goons, a couple zealots, a reaver, a walking reaver, a slithering reaver. It's gonna take a hot minute, but you know what? There's not gonna be any mines by the time it gets there. It's right. Everything's gonna be cleared out. And here we are. So Protoss denying this 3rd base. Siege tanks sieging up just a little late. They were caught a little out of position. The goons getting on top of it. The zealot bombs. Here we go, doing great damage and tanking a lot of shots so these goons can get up and fight very well. Even up on this high ground, these zealot bombs are doing so much damage. That entire area was just cleaned up. Now, he lost a lot of supply, but that was huge from a positional standpoint. It's going to take him forever to build those tanks back up. Now, there's only 1 tank up here in the natural, right? So if this gets knocked out, I feel like we're going to be losing a lot more workers again. Yep, the goons are in. Now let's go ahead and check on our reaver. Yep, yep, still walking. Yep, he's there. Okay, and the goons are in the natural, and we're bringing more SCVs. Oh my gosh, such a target-rich environment. These dragoons are just laying waste, and I think the rally is out here for Terran. You just saw that vulture just kind of like zoom on by. Okay, shuttle goes down, but there was nothing inside. Another tank dies. We're at 94 to 55 supply. The worker count is at 40 to 48. These dragoons are doing tons of work, and the reaver, the walking reaver. I guess this one was like, have you ever hitchhiked and you're like not an attractive girl? This is how that reaver feels right now. Yeah, it's relatable. Oh, man. And there's the GG. Goon. Taking a win in this group. That was a lot of fun. Alrighty. Let's go to our scoreboard. All right, so that was a Goon win. Florida Dribbler L. That leaves us with 2 more games to knock out. Let's do the next one. Let's do Florida Dribbler versus Leon. Just checking. No AI. I'm gonna be haunted by that. Like, I'm gonna have to check every time we cast a game now. All right. Hopefully the volume syncs. I said I would try to fix it after that match, but I don't really know how. So. Alrighty, we got Leon, our blue Terran up here in the top left. We've got Florida Dribbler, our red Terran over here in the right. Yeah, Grendelbrood could hang in T3 and beat a bunch of us, right? With the, what is it, like 5-minute Zergling rush that the computer always does? I think when I was just getting into this, I was playing against the computer a lot, just trying to beat the computer. The toughest one was playing against Protoss, where it would just zealot rush the crap out of you. That's like milestone number 1 is beat the Protoss zealot attack against the computer, and then they like never attack again. I think the computer also does DT as well, some DT play. I don't know. Each of the AIs has like 2 builds that they cycle between. Oh, okay, yeah, you're getting attacked by Hydras, Lurkers. Okay, maybe I need to play the AI a little bit more. Alright. Trying to remember what either of these players did. TBT. One of them did the 1-1-1. I want to say it was Dribbler. And it was pretty powerful. The problem was that he just got completely out DPS by Genesis's like mass vultures, right? So we'll see if either of these players kind of go for Vulture War or if they go for early tech. Tough to tell right now. Everything's pretty chill. First couple minutes. Yep. Supply depot. Let's see how many. Yep. Okay. Yep. Barracks. Yep. Okay. Yep. And we have an SCV heading over. We're going to get a first scout here for Florida Dribbler. Yeah, you're talking about StarCraft and AI. I know there's like competitions, I think. And I don't know if it's StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1. But I know there's a lot of groups that straight up pit their StarCraft AIs against each other. People in chat might know more about it, but I remembered seeing it, yeah, and it was really kind of interesting. Is it SC1? Yeah. There was a couple of streams of them not too long ago. I don't remember what the group was called, but there's some diehard AIers out there that use StarCraft to fight. All right, we got a single Marine. Let's see if we have any more. We got a second Marine. That might trigger the float. Florida Dribbler already knows where Leon is. Yeah, there it goes. Off it goes to on its merry way. Got a factory going down now. It seems a little late. Maybe I'm just catching it late. Yeah, it looks like they're about the same time. Leon doing a good job of keeping the worker production up. Yep, supply depots. Yeah. 1 SCV, so we can expect probably an expansion here coming up shortly for both players. Leon's goes down a little bit earlier. Somehow this hasn't even gotten in here. I love that. I love the like whenever a worker shows up and you have like your Marines posted up, like yeah, these Marines will take care of it. But then one just like gives up. He's just like, go for it. Whatever. You passed the test. You knew the password. You're tough enough. And they just don't chase. All right. Vulture, double marine out for both. It looks like both players just kind of playing very standard. Second factory. Ooh, did I see a machine shop though? Okay, so we already have a machine shop up. We're going second factory. Okay, there's the machine shop. And depots. Yep. And this is TVT, ladies and gentlemen. No real deviation from either player. This machine shop's going to come up a little bit earlier, but it's not going to be wildly impactful. And he's getting mines first, which does open up the opportunity to kind of like contain any type of tank pushouts, but he needs to be able to have the vulture count to fight the vulture count of Florida Dribbler. Okay, so we see our first deviation in the form of the armory. So if we go 2 factory, like siege Goliath, then that would be a good kind of defense against any type of mass vulture type of attack. And Florida Dribbler, as we mentioned, I think he was the player that did like the 1-1-1 with wraiths and stuff. This can also help defend against that if he doesn't have the information as of yet. He is getting the barracks in there. And hang on 1 second. Sorry. Here, I'm just gonna, I think, oh, it's a replay. I can't give you the player view. I need to step away for just 1 second. And I'm back. What did I miss? Okay, so the barracks survived, floating through. It's on fire. It's hot. 50-second splash screen. Ugh, I'm not going to throw a splash screen on there. You guys can just look at the base. All right, excellent. We've got vultures moving out. We've got vultures over here moving out. Let's see what the vultures do to each other. Okay, boy band battle incoming. More vultures for blue. Let's see how the target firing goes. All right, looks like red is going to have to retreat back a little bit. Now, as mentioned earlier, we did end up going Goliath. Very powerful against early vulture pushes, but struggles against heavier tank builds. And so we have the first tank coming out here, I think. Yeah, it looks like the first one for Florida Dribbler. And it looks like we have a tank out already for Leon. So I like Leon, their situation right now. I mean, both players are really pretty even. Florida Dribbler is behind on supply a little bit, but has complete information, has Goliaths, is building tanks, getting +1 weapons, and that's going to be helpful, right? So we don't have the armory up yet for Leon, but that's kind of the big advantage we're going to see here for Florida Dribbler is the upgrades as they start coming out. All right, getting a big push here from Leon. A lot of this is going to come down to effectiveness of mines, effectiveness of tank positioning. If there's any type of, like, you can kind of see, like, we got a bunch of red mines up here. Luckily, Leon's, you know, avoiding those. But there's an opportunity here for even this smaller amount of units to do quite a bit of damage. See, it just like that. That's what I was talking about. We got to be very careful about where we took this, because if this siege goes off, boom, that tank's gone, right? So now the tank superiority is actually in Florida Dribbler's hands, and the Goliaths are just going to smash these vultures if they try to move forward. So I think Florida Dribbler's okay right now. Florida Dribbler's doing all right. I keep wanting to click on that thinking it's units, but it's just a bunch of mines. Goliaths running around doing Goliath things. Trying to pick off this tank. That's, I don't think, the best use of those two. I like that the barracks is coming over here to provide some vision. And I mean, Florida Dribbler is going to be able to push this away. He's just got too many tanks. Like, this isn't going to... This alone is not going to be enough for our friend Leon. He is bringing up additional tanks. Remember, this is low ground. He's getting them up on the high ground, but that's going to be a little bit dangerous as this barracks floats over and we get visibility. Oh no, is he going to run right into this? Okay, the vultures see it. Is he going to keep pushing? He is. He's saying, get off my lawn. And he opens up, big opening volley here. He's pushing with everything. He's going to clean up Leon's army. He gets a good scan. He's got complete visibility. This tank, a little out of position. It's going to get whacked. Oh my gosh, it's going to get away. Nope. Psych. It's gone. And now he's also going to lose his barracks. So let's see how many factories we're at. So we're already at 4. But this barracks is likely going to go down. And he's going to have to rebuild it if he wants more. Now over here we're at 4 factories as well. And we're about to get +1. Boop, +1. So big upgrade, big power spike here for Florida Dribbler, especially after knocking out Leon's army. Now Leon is still sitting ahead in supply, but just a little bit. Just a tad. What is going on here? Ooh, we've got a starport up and running. We have a starport for Leon. No, but he's getting a 5th factory. Oh, he's throwing it down before his barracks died. So good call there. Let's knock it out. SCV can't build the CC because there's a mine there. Classic. And Florida Dribbler is doing a good job with his mines. He's got mines at each of these expansion locations, so even if it doesn't necessarily delay like it is here, it's providing visibility for drops, anything like that. Wraiths flying around. If an expansion is going to go off and the mines get destroyed, at least he'll see it and know. So just being very active with his vultures. And he's taking his 3rd. All right, Florida Dribbler looking in a good spot right now, and this isn't known by Leon either. We do have some scans going off though. It looks like it's Leon doing it. So let's go ahead and see what he's scanning. So he scanned the natural area. He sees all these tanks. Florida Dribbler showed them unsieging. Ooh, and it looks like he's moving out with them. Oh, here we go, right into the mines. Oh, but the Goliaths and tanks, they're on a move. They're just going to clear right through those. Ooh, okay, so he's going to get visibility of these tanks. He knows that they're up here on this tiny pizza slice, this child-sized pizza slice. Big scan. And right now, we're seeing, you know, expansion down to the south and a move out up here towards the north. Placing his tanks behind these mines. Okay, scan's going to help a lot with getting a lot of these opening shots here. Now remember, there's an income, or not income, upgrade disparity, right? So Florida Dribbler does have the stronger upgrade right now. And that's going to help a lot in these tank on tank battles. What's going on down here? Okay, just some vultures, laying mines, doing some scouting. We're mixing in Goliaths, which is very prudent. I don't know if he scanned the whatever you call this, the airport, the starport. But he's going to potentially have the opportunity to shoot down a dropship. Okay, we're moving the barracks up towards the siege line, get some visibility. And these vultures are about to find this 3rd. But they're going to get schwacked by these tanks probably. Oh yeah, especially with these showing up. Ooh, juicy. No mine detonations, nothing. Florida Dribbler securing this 3rd. But now it's known, now it's exposed. We'll see what Leon does about it. All right, Trusty Dusty Barracks showing up, spotting for the tanks. We do have the larger force for Leon here, but moving into this is ill-advised. Okay, now we're poking over towards the all-mineral base for Florida Dribbler, and he's going to be able to delay it. He kills the SCV. This is a good little harass here. Getting his own 3rd while delaying their 3rd. And this SCV, again, thwarted by the mine. Yep, he just tried. Now he has to scan it and zap it. There we go. SCV with a screwdriver can do amazing things. All right, Vultures being active. What else we got going on? Okay, so we're starting to up our dropship numbers, right? And we're starting to get upgrades for both teams now, right? It does look like we have armor being upgraded. So we're going to have 1-1 for Leon. And we're going to have 2-0 for our Terran player. Now, this mine, right? We were talking earlier, that early warning that it provides is huge. And Florida Florida Dribbler uses that, delays it, kills the SCV. We'll see if it kills this this command center. It looks like it. Not seeing much of a reaction on the map. Maybe not. We'll see. It'll be close. This will be close. Okay, they're going to turn and fight, so not going to kill the CC. But definitely being a thorn in the side of Leon and knocking out that SCV. I like this turret placement. Just having them out on the map. This can be a potential future expansion, but it also just catches any drops that are trying to go over the north side of this base. Another expansion going down for Florida Dribbler. Oh man, this is going to be a long game. This is going to be a long game, I'm predicting. Got TVT, but you can just see Florida Dribbler has so much map control right now. Right now, Leon has got his siege line established, his defense established right here at the south. But I'm really curious and I'm excited to see what happens with these dropships. These dropships could end the game. Let's count the turrets here in the main. Yep. Yeah, there's no turrets. Now, we do have wraiths, okay? But we're starting to build turrets all over the place. So there's one turret here. That's going to scare the wraiths away. Let's see if he's built turrets on this side of the map. Doesn't look like it, but he has built a couple up here, and he is preparing, you know, for this air. Now, the wraiths do thread the needle, get into the main, and they're picking off some SCVs that were busy working. Rude, first of all. And they're probably going to knock out this dropship as it comes out. Now, Florida Dribbler is getting Goliath range, and he is getting Goliath. So once they pop out, which they just did, they're going to be able to shoo away these wraiths and maybe even kill a couple of them before they leave. Depending on how much attention Leon is placing. Yeah, kills one. Goliath's just so good against wraiths. But, you know, there's portions of this line here that are pretty vulnerable. And because of the way this map is structured and the way this fight is playing out, he's going to be able to shoot these tanks, you know, all day long. If he sends Goliaths out here, these wraiths are just going to fly back over. But luckily, Florida Dribbler is putting up a couple more turrets, so it's not going to be that bad. It's both. Wraiths are like glass cannons that can cloak, at least air to air. And Goliaths are just good at shooting down air. Pretty good at it. Especially against big ships, right? Oh my god, I missed the drop! I missed it! I've been sitting here waiting for it. I'm over here yapping. The huge doom drop has started. The entirety of Florida Dribbler's army is in the main. Just schwacking everything. You can see, I didn't see it, but like, we're down to 39 workers for Leon now? What? And it's pulling all the forces from Leon back. Oh my gosh. Goliath's doing a good job shielding the tanks from these vultures. Now, it doesn't look like what Dribbler is looking at this, but this attack just did so much. If for no other reason than the worker count. Okay, it does get cleaned up. But we've got a ton of resources sitting here in the main, which means that they're not out on the map. And so I'm curious to see how Florida Dribbler capitalizes on that. He's getting all of his bases up. He's at 53 workers. He's got a solid tank line with Goliath support, right? Mobile anti-air, because we know there's still wraiths on the field, I think, unless they got picked off. I'll have to check. There's a couple kills here. Yeah, they might all be dead. And you can just see on the mini-map, right? Like, Florida Dribbler has the entirety, like 3/4 of the map, and Leon's kind of crunched up here. Now, there's no anti-air up here. Just a handful of vultures and a few mines. This is actually somewhat breakable. If there was some sort of like approach through here, because there's no tanks or anything up here. Ton of vultures coming out. Let's do a little upgrade check. We're at 1-1 and we're at 2-0. Got scans going off everywhere. Looks like this was just scanned. So a vulnerability might have just been detected. And here we go. I don't respect anyone that uses dropship play. Oh, and I love that he's dropping back here. Right behind the mineral line. Oh, just watch the worker count just disappear. Well, he did pretty good reaction, actually. And got those workers out of there. But these vultures, they're going to run up here. And the Goliaths then get dropped, and they're just wiping the vultures out. This base is effectively dead, right? He can't walk his own tanks up here now. He doesn't have a drop force to counter drop, and that's the GG. Leon's just like, yo, dude, I've got other things to do. TVT, man. GG. Great game by both players. That was a lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our scoreboard. Now, that was Florida Dribbler coming out with the big fat W. And we got Leon with the L that round, but good game nonetheless. All right, now, our last and final game of the cast is going to be Leon versus Goon. Is it an AI? Is it an AI? Let's find out. Let's find out. Looking for Leon versus Goon. Oh. No way. I'm kidding. It's not AI. All right, we're good to go. We got TVP on the way. Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong, folks. Been a long cast. You've had to listen to me. What's up, Rice Hat? My favorite hat named player. Alrighty, we've got Leon up here in the right as our red Terran. We've got Goon down here in the bottom left as our blue Protoss. Oh, Mutiler, one of your bingo things was the duration. I'm glad someone's playing bingo. I thought it'd be fun. Include some bingo. Get your bingo card. If you win, tag Anderson in the CPL general Discord chat, and he'll follow up with whatever prize support. Yeah, my splash card was 100% AI. I just made the starting soon thing, and it looks awful. It looks so bad. But I was a little rushed in throwing this together today, so I was like, good enough. I didn't know the CPL song was AI. I was kind of hoping that was, like, I didn't make that. I got it. And I was kind of hoping that someone in CPL did the vocals for that. I guess not. Oh, yep, okay. Supply depot. Probably see a barracks go down here if we're going to do some SimCity action. Nope, right here. And then over on this side, now we know Goon does kind of the Goon range build versus Terran. Agreed, Rice Hat. Unacceptable. We need you to do some of your StarCraft. You know, you actually inspired me. I was watching your stream and listening to your Siege Tank, your 3-3 Siege Tank Go Blam or whatever song, and I loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make some StarCraft music. How can I do this? And I was like thinking of lyrics on my drive to work. I was just like, maybe I should just make like an entire anti-Protoss album. Yeah, you've got me thinking about it. But then I was also like getting insecure about it. I was like, oh man, what if Rice Hat thinks I'm just stealing his idea? Oh no, like what if my voice sucks? Because I don't know how to play any instruments or anything, so I was gonna do a cappella. I was gonna like do the instruments with my mouth and then like voice over it. It was gonna be, I had this whole thing planned. Well, it might still happen. We'll see. All right, SCV is in the Protoss base. Gets the first scout for Leon. Leon's like, yes, everything's here. I don't have to go hunting for it. We've got a factory being built. Looks like we only have one SCV on gas. We're probably going to expect an expansion here from Leon. 1 Marine, 2 Marine. Let's see if he goes up to more. We got 3. Good, good, good. 2 gates. Excellent. So not... Well, I guess we're still doing the Goon range thing. We saw this... Shoot, I get all these games immediately mixed up after I cast them. But he did this same build against one of the other Terrans. Alright, SCV being annoying. He's showing expansion with this probe. We'll see if he commits to it. It doesn't look like he's banking that kind of money, though. So it might be a fake. And the fake doesn't really work if the probe continues to chase. So, looks like he's just heading out there. Red jumpsuit apparatus. You know, one of the best like gaming songs, aside from the ASL theme that the CPL theme is taken from, And aside from Rice Hat's 3-3 Siege Tank Going Blam song, which is just freaking gold, look it up. It's amazing. Rice Hat, you can even post a link, I think, if you can. Like, it's awesome. But back a long time ago in Magic the Gathering, when they were doing like Almond Block and Hours of Devastation, and they got the cover of the song In the End by Linkin Park. Whew, that promo for that set was so good. It like gave me chills. And I'm not saying that from like a Artosis meme like StarCraft thing, but like listening to that In the End song with that music video, it was really good. And if you're into Magic the Gathering and you haven't seen it, you should watch it and listen to it. It's amazing. All right, back to StarCraft. We have 3 Marines in a bunker. We've got a Vulture. We do have mines being researched along with additional Vultures. Oh, but we're running past! Holy crap, every Terran's worst nightmare. So like, if you don't know this, like this bunker with like a few Marines, total bluff, right? Like, up until about 30 minutes in the game, Protoss can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't even matter. In the end, at least, it doesn't even matter. We've got Marines going down. Gonna jump back into the bunker. We've got an SEV coming in here. Oh my gosh, Goon not screwing around, forcing the SEV pull on everything in this little nook. What is this? Using the Sim City against him. He still has 2 Goons in the base. Now we finally have a tank coming out, but the second biggest Terran nightmare is your tank comes out and it just gets immediately killed. So Flourish or Leon doing what he can to keep these SCVs on top of the Goons, but the second nightmare, there it is. This is the moment where every Terran's like, screw this game, Alt F4, delete, going to the tilt channel to hang out with Betty, and just starts ranting, right? And then you get all the people like with their theory crafting, or you post your replay, and everyone's just like, don't die, you know, like just don't die. Like Protoss makes Goons. Why would you die? Obviously. Anyway, all these SCVs trying to repair this unfinished command center. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. I don't see who you are. Oh, Jolly Capel. Yeah, Betty. That's who I'm talking about. All right, so anyway, Siege Tank chasing Goons around. Right now we're actually even on workers, but Goon is pushing ahead on military. Now we're trying to get a bunker down as fast as we can, and it's actually going to happen because, well, Goon is gooning down this tank, and the tank dies again. And that's the second time when you smash your keyboard. Terrans go through a lot of keyboards. Yo, not just another D-rank Zerg. You're the D-rank Zerg from NA. And if you're not a part of CPL, you should join. And if you're not a part of StarCraft Underground, you should join it too. Play more StarCraft, get plugged in, it's fun. Alright, these Goons are pretty banged up, but they're still doing work. But it's not as bad, right? Like, it's not as bad as it looks. Oh, it's worse. It's worse than it looks. I was gonna say, like, he can fight this. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Leon with the GG. Oh, ending with the DTs. We started with the AI fight. We ended with the DTs. Congratulations, Protoss. We're so happy for you. Your DT play was amazing. No, in all real talk though, GG's. Good game from both players. Leon put up a hell of a fight there at the end, and you can even see here, right, like the APM. Like these guys aren't chumps. Like they're crushing it. But yeah, Goon with the solid aggressive play that round. Ended up taking it. So let's finish off our scorecard. Let's finish off strong here. We've got Leon with the L. And we've got Goon with the W. So let's take some stock of what we got going on here. So Genesis had a good showing, right? We see 1, 2, 3 wins of the 3 games. So Genesis, congratulations, undefeated in this round. Now, if we look at Goon, we've got an L. We've got a verse AI match. We've got another W. So right now we're 1-1 for Goon. And then, so 2-1. So 2-1 for Goon. Solid record. Great showing. Love to see it. We've got Leon. He's got 1L, 2L, 3L. Leon, it's all good, man. Great games. We got Florida Dribbler with LLWW. So 2-2. So Florida Dribbler actually playing all of his rounds. My man. That's what I'm talking about. Actually getting out there, playing some StarCraft. Overall, this was a lot of fun. We're going to finish it off strong. And we're going to, you know, if you'll all join me for the CPL anthem. And I'll let you guys go on your merry way. As they say in corporate speak, I'll give you back some time. All right, here we go. CPL song coming in strong.
Winners rise and losers fall, reflexes sharp, minds and floor. Gamers play, this never ends. CPL, where legends play. CPL, we fight tonight. Let us sing the storyline. From the shadows to the dream, we are the coach you believe. We are the coach you believe.
Oh, thank God that's over. Okay, so let's go ahead and raid someone. Let's see. We've got Falcon Paladin. We've got something in Russian. We've got BSL Ladder from Reps Tama. Let's go ahead and send you guys to Sasha Grey. I'm kidding. We're going to Falcon Paladin. All right, everyone. Have a kick-ass rest of your day. As soon as the raid button pops up. Bye.